Hello, and welcome to today's Quick Byte presentation on intellectual property, brought to you by the Economic Alliance of Okanagan County. My name is Mason Duke, and I'm the Economic Development Specialist for the Economic Alliance. Let's begin with a definition. Intellectual property refers to an array of legal protections granted to ideas and artistic creations. It is distinct from physical property in that it is enforced by litigation rather than physical force. When your house is burglarized, you call the police and they can make an arrest. Intellectual property works a little bit differently. If you're the victim of, say, copyright infringement, you can't just call the police and lock up the violator. Instead, it becomes your responsibility to take legal action such as a lawsuit. That's not to say that getting away with intellectual property theft is easy, however. A good team of lawyers can be just as intimidating as a barbed wire fence or a keep out sign. There are four varieties of intellectual property that we'll be examining today: trademark, copyright, patent, and trade secret. Let's look at each one in a little more detail. A trademark can be applied to letters, words, pictures, slogans, colors, shapes, sounds, or any recognizable combination of those. Think of the tricolor NBC logo and the three-note chime that accompanies it. That's protected by a trademark. In the United States, trademarks can be registered at the state level for businesses with limited reach, or at the federal level through the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Registration is not required but is recommended, as having your trademark on the books makes defending it through litigation a lot easier. Unregistered trademarks are accompanied by the TM logo, whereas registered ones get the encircled R. The cost of registering a trademark varies, but tends to be affordable overall. A copyright applies to creative works such as music, movies, art, websites, books, and so on. Copyrights protect the economic as well as moral interests of the creator, allowing for sole control over the use of their creation. An example of moral interests is the use of music at campaign rallies. The musicians might object if they don't align with the politician. There are certain common sense limitations placed on copyrights. For instance, they don't apply to abstract concepts, common procedures, or useful articles and everyday items. As with trademarks, registration isn't required but can be helpful when it comes to enforcement. In the United States, copyrights typically extend for 70 years beyond the life of their creator. Steamboat Willie, the earliest version of Mickey Mouse, pictured here, entered into the public domain just this year, after the copyright protections finally expired. A patent gives an inventor exclusive rights over the use of their invention. Think of Thomas Edison and the incandescent light bulb. Patents are potentially lucrative, but also fairly risky. This is because, like trademarks, patent applications cost money. But unlike trademarks, these applications tend to be fairly expensive. They also take a long time to be processed and finalized, sometimes years. More than one invention has been rendered obsolete in the time it took for the patent to be granted. For these reasons, something like 97% of patents fail to make back their initial investment costs. Every inventor believes their invention will change the world, but it's important to consider the risks before running to the United States Patent and Trademark Office for an application. Trade secrets are sensitive information such as formulas, patterns, and processes that companies want to keep from being made public. Examples range from recipes, like Tabasco and Coca-Cola, to the mechanical techniques and programming that go into operating electric cars, such as the Tesla. There is no registration process for trade secrets. However, certain criteria must be met in order to successfully fight a breach with legal action. Namely, the item in question must be shown to have its value predicated upon its secrecy, and reasonable measures must be in place to maintain it. These might include site security or non-disclosure agreements. Because of this, employee compliance is often the most difficult aspect of maintaining a trade secret. All it takes is one disgruntled or careless staff member to slip up and let the information loose. To tie everything together, let's look at one company and the way it utilizes each of these four types of intellectual property. McDonald's holds hundreds of trademarks, including the names of its menu items, its iconic Golden Arches logo, and the classic "I'm loving it" slogan. McDonald's commercials and jingles are protected by copyright, and it holds patents on items like its automated grills and specialized conveyor belts. The corporation even has trade secrets such as the Big Mac sauce, making it a perfect example to demonstrate how these different protections interact and apply. I'd like to wrap up with a quick legal disclaimer. Economic Alliance is in no way attempting to offer legal advice by presenting this information. If you have any intention of pursuing intellectual property protections, consult with an attorney, please. Thank you for joining us here at the Economic Alliance for another Quick Byte presentation. I hope that now you have a little better idea of the different types of intellectual property and how they work. See you next time.